Welcome to a special Talk of the Town, everyone. As we all try and make our way through this time of quarantine with social distancing, hand sanitizer, and all that hoarding of toilet paper, we could all use a distraction.
Absolutely. Now, some of the segments in this month's show were shot before we all knew about COVID-19 and how important it is to stay at home during this pandemic. But we decided to share some of those segments with you anyway, and hopefully we can share a few laughs and brighten your day.
We make an Easter craft using the Christmas present we both received from our director, Zack.
Those sparkly gold glue guns are put to the test, and it may be our best craft yet.
Plus, we've got household hacks you should try.
Zack and his wife, Kate, whip up a yummy 4-ingredient bread you can make in your own kitchen.
And we visit Underground Yoga Studio and Meditation Center. The instructors are now holding online classes, perfect during this quarantine when we all need to breathe a little easier.
And we can't forget our friends and neighbors during this challenging time. So we check in on Grammy Booth and find out she's doing just fine.
We start the show with a trip to Marie's house to create a healthy bone broth.
So during this time of quarantine, it's really important to stay healthy. So nutritious food is really important, right?
That's right, absolutely. And there's a really cool thing that you can do with all your scraps.
Yes, scraps, bones, and pieces of vegetable that you've been saving. If you save them, you don't have to. You could use fresh too. We have the carrots, onions, celery. This is filled with bones. So I always make bone broth, but I save my bones and just put them in the freezer. So that's a big frozen hunk of bones right now. They've all been roasted, so they already are ready to put all the nutrient into a juice that we can then make soups out of. You can drink it like tea, whatever you want.
And this is an Instant Pot.
Right.
I did a bone broth already just using a big pot, and you just let it go.
Yes.
And go and go and go and go.
Long time.
But when you're home, you can watch it all day long.
That's true. In the Instant Pot, it takes 2 hours to make bone broth, minus your prep time, which is an extra 20 minutes to half an hour or so. All right, so Kim, if you can chunk up all the vegetables, and
carrot.
You can put really any vegetables you want. So we just put chunks of carrot, chunks of celery, and some chunks of onion. And then I have one little special ingredient I put in mine. This is turmeric root. So we're gonna
I have
slice
not
up.
done that. Does it change the flavor much?
A little bit. So I only use a little bit because it's pretty strong. So I only use a little bit. It changes the color more than the flavor, really. It looks a little richer, which is kind of interesting. I like that. And you can use any kind of spices you want. Pepper is a definite. So I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of peppercorns. And salt is a definite as well.
No, wait. I don't normally put the skin on.
You can. It doesn't matter. You don't have to.
Oops.
So I'm using pink Himalayan sea salt, and I'm going to put in about 1.5 teaspoons of that. And then you can put in anything else you want. So I'm just going to put a little bit of thyme. Sometimes I put a bay leaf. Make it however you want it to be. And then the most important, we need to fill this up with water. So we're going to fill it till you get to the max line.
Almost there.
Yep. Then, most important ingredient, I use apple cider vinegar with the mother. This is how you're going to get the nutrients out of those bones. It needs to soak for about 20 minutes to half an hour with a couple teaspoons. I'm going to put a tablespoon in. Tablespoon of apple cider vinegar with the mother, and that's going to leach a lot of the good stuff out of those bones that we want in our bones. So we're going to just let it hang out for about 20 minutes. And
before we start it up.
Before we start the Instant Pot. All right, so 20 minutes has gone by. Everything in there is looking good.
It's been marinating.
It has. And this is easier. You just make sure it's sealed, manual, high pressure, and we definitely have to go up because it takes 2 hours to cook bone broth. So we're gonna have some time on our hands. All right, ready.
Looks like the Instant Pot is still going. That's going to take a while.
It will, but lucky for you, I made bone broth last week. So this is the final product. And you can see how you can't even tell what it's like. It has a seal of grease on the top. That kind of preserves it a little bit. It's good in your fridge for, I'd keep these in the fridge as long as 3 weeks and it's fine. This is kind of gelatinous in here. So if you're going to make soup, you can just put this right in the pot and it's your stock to begin with. Or sometimes I just drink a cup of this like warm broth and it's very nutritious, very good for you.
Very healthy, yes. When I made it this weekend, I didn't even have to can it. It's cool to stick it in a can. I just made it into soup right away.
Right, so yeah, you can do it either way. So what we'll do with this to let everybody know what it'll be like is once this is done, we're gonna strain it out into these jars. So they're all ready for me when I come home from work tonight. I'm gonna have to come home and finish the bone broth and I will just put them in these jars, strain out the chunks, and put it right in the fridge. I'll let it cool a little bit, then put it in the fridge, and it will end up looking like this, hopefully. So I warmed up some of my bone broth for you guys to try.
Okay, cool.
So,
Want to taste it? And it looks just like, like a
any
chicken
kind of broth.
Yeah.
We're finishing this.
Yes.
And it's nutritious, so if you don't like it, you still have to finish it.
That's right.
Be careful though, it might be hot.
Zach, that one's for you.
Might need some salt, but cheers.
Cheers.
Very
That's good. I don't think it needs anything.
Delicious and nutritious.
Welcome back to the social distancing edition of Talk of the Town, sponsored in part by COVID-19.
Stay home, stay home, stay home. But social distancing? No. Let's be more accurate and call it physical distancing. That's what we're talking about.
Well, we need to be social and to check on our friends and neighbors. So we wondered how our very favorite Grammy is doing.
So Zack swung by to check on Grammy Booth.
Oh, and I miss Kim and Marie. I had to look at TV to see them now. And especially with spring coming, and Marie does a lot of flowers and stuff, and I miss that.
So Graham, what are you doing to stay busy?
Well, I always have more than enough stuff to keep busy, but to keep safe, of course, I'm washing my hands a whole lot more. But then I do the dishes and I can keep my hands that way too. But I take my shoes off and leave them on the back porch. And then I like to walk around in my stocking feet anyhow, so it works out just fine. But things aren't a whole lot different for me, because my dog and I, Violet and I, we go for a walk twice a day, same as always. And it's fun to wave to the people. I can't go up to them, but Violet has doggy friends that she meets along the way, and that's nice for us all.
How's Violet doing with the physical distancing?
Oh, she's not too happy because I'd get her in the car and I'd drive down to the Crystal Street, and then we would walk. We'd walk all around, almost down to the Salvation Army, which is a couple blocks away. And then we'd come back and she would go into the hardware store and Jim, the owner, would give her a biscuit. And then after that, we would come home, and that was a great day for Violet. And now she's not happy with that it's gone. She wants to get down there, and he gives her a carrot sometimes too. And she misses that, going down and doing that.
Graham, how's your stockpile of carrots?
Well, Jim gives me carrots, and then sometimes other people will give me carrots too. And she has one every night when she goes to bed. She doesn't brush her teeth, so she eats a carrot.
Graham, I hope you have plenty of soap.
Oh, yes. I always have. Since I'm living alone, I always made sure I had everything like toilet tissues and soap. I have a bunch of that stuff. 2 bottles of alcohol. I keep one in the car and one in the kitchen because I don't have any of the hand lotion, sanitary stuff. So I just use alcohol. Figure if I run out of that, I have 2 bottles of whiskey that a friend had given me that's under the sink. I'll have to open those up and use that alcohol. And then I'll smell as if I'm a drunk, I guess.
No, don't do that, Graham.
Well, what about cooking during our stay-at-home order? Do you have a favorite recipe, Graham?
Well, I've been trying something new all the time. I made pizza dough yesterday, and so I had some last night for supper, and then I had some left over, so I had it for lunch today, and it turned out pretty good. And I have a son that lives in New York that always sends me all kinds of neat stuff that I can put in mixed spaghetti sauce. So I made that with the pizza. And of course, Violet gets a slice of that too.
What an inspiration. Grammy Booth is doing just fine and doing her part to keep everyone safe. Let's take a lesson from her.
And talk about inspiration. We want to update you on Echo, the military service dog hit by a car. We first introduced you to a retired special services officer named Sean and his dog Echo last fall. The pair were hit by a car while walking along a road at night. Sean was okay, but for months, Echo was dealing with broken legs and several other injuries.
Sean refused to give up hope on his service dog and helped him through some tough times. So now, check out this latest photo. No more casts for Echo, and you can tell by the smile on Sean's face, they're both doing well.
Yay, that's such great news. Talk of the Town will be right back, and we're getting crafty. We're at Marie's house, and we've got our Christmas present from Zack.
Our golden glue guns.
That's right, time to use them, first time.
Yeah, thanks, Zack.
We've also got this bronze hammer that you won.
Yes, bronze hammer from Habitat for Humanity. She nailed it. So we need both of these things for our craft today for Easter.
Yes, happy Easter, everyone. We've got a really cute craft planned. We're gonna make little bunny rabbits.
Yes, we start with 2x4 pieces of wood. And Kim, you had these just laying around, right?
I'm not exactly sure where they came from, but we've got large, medium, and small, courtesy of Frank Stanek.
Thanks for cutting them and filing them. He wanted to tell us not to get splinters too. So we're not going to get splinters today.
Hopefully we won't.
Then we whitewashed 2 of them. This was just one coat of like old paint I had in my basement actually. And then I had black paint in my basement, but I didn't have gray. And you said, why don't you just mix them? So I did, and this is what we came up with, a gray. So we have a gray bunny and 2 white ones.
So Marie had these leftover little pink hearts from Valentine's Day.
They make a good nose.
That's right. So our bunnies are gonna have little pink nose. And I love buck teeth on my bunny. So we had white foam, and that's gonna be the teeth behind them.
And then this was our idea. We're gonna spongy the eyes.
Well, it's an idea.
Yeah, and I don't want to ruin it now. So I'm gonna put one there, and then I'm gonna move. Yeah, it's gonna just take a little bit of doo-doo.
A little dunk
cute.
Dunk dunk. Is that what it'll take?
That was really. Do you see what I'm doing here?
Hey, but you know what's
really
very cute. Really cute.
Really cute. Okay, now I can move the nose out.
All right, squishing the spongy brush.
I'm using a little bit of his circular.
Yay, I'm digging it. We picked the little spongy brush because it's automatically a circle. You know, some of the artists out there may not need the little spongy brush, but
yeah,
we decided we did.
All right, Kim, now white. We're gonna put some white on there. We can put some accent on our eyes and on our noses if we want.
And on our noses too. I'm gonna put my noses back in place so that I can decide where to put the little accent white dots.
Of course.
And so what we saw online when they did this is the white dots they put in different places kind of to make it look like their eyes are going different directions.
Yeah, they can.
So that's up to you if you want to do that or not.
Really cute. I think I'm gonna make my little one cross-eyed.
All I know is it's really cute.
When you make one bigger, then you have to make the other one bigger, then you have to make the other one a little bigger, then you have to make the other one a little bigger.
It's a never-ending cycle. I liked the back of the paintbrush, not gonna lie. Yours look really great too, but if you're like me, the back of the paintbrush is gonna work for you.
But look how little bit of it, that's almost
Yeah, it's a tiny little paintbrush.
Okay, but that was good.
So we're done with our painting. Can't have a bunny without some whiskers.
No way. So you found some cool stuff here, because I always use that green wire. And that
Yes.
wouldn't work for this.
Well, I got lucky. I found this coated wire in brown and white, at AC Moore.
And that one's nice and curly. You curled it around a paintbrush, right?
Yeah, so you can do anything you want. You can use a pencil if you have, whatever makes you happy. And we decided it doesn't have to be perfect because it's kind of a silly bunny anyway.
Wait, you keep pulling my whiskers. Your
Oh,
whole
I'm
pile
sorry.
of whiskers is there. I'm like, wait a minute.
I didn't see my pile of whiskers. Thank you for giving me a pile of whiskers, Marie.
I'm missing a white. Oh no, I think I have everything I need now.
Okay, good. If not, we can always cut some more. We have plenty.
This is something, even after you're done, you can arrange them. You can pull them a little bit looser or squish them a little bit tighter.
However you want them to be. And this is going to go underneath our noses.
We have lots of curly whiskers everywhere.
Everywhere.
Different sizes. And now we have to start building this together and see if it can all squish together with hot glue. And we decided we're not going to need the hammer now.
No.
We're going to try just gluing the wire down flat and the teeth. So we need to move our noses.
Move our noses out of the way. But also,
But you want to make sure you know where you want your teeth to go.
So we had just plain white foam paper, like foam, I guess you call it foam paper, or
Yeah.
just foam maybe.
Just foam.
And we cut little squares and then did little teeth.
So we have to decide how big they should be.
How bucky you want your teeth to be.
I'm not getting any glue out of my new glue gun.
It's unplugged.
Oh, mine got cold. How did that happen? It just fell. It must have fallen out because it was hot before. All right, let's see if this is. Yep, I think it's now warmed up.
We're even using some of the sparkle glue for those of you who may have been paying attention. He got us gold sparkle glue guns and sparkle glue.
And this is pink sparkle glue.
Of course
So,
it is.
What more could you ask for?
Once the whiskers are all in place, then I think you quick put the nose on top.
I did my little one
did
first.
my big one.
We can.
They are so freaking cute.
You need to comb your whiskers. Yes.
Number 3, done.
Let me see your guy.
Love it.
Okay.
Okay, the
So
bunny family is here.
now we have to finish the ears, right? Is that next?
Ears is next.
All right. So you had that burlap. We had a couple different colors, but we liked this one.
Yes, so burlap ribbon, it was perfect. It wasn't expensive, and we just kind of shaped it out. We cut a couple so that they would just look like floppy ears. I think this one was for my middle one, or was it
So
for
I didn't
my
cut
little
my last one, so I'm going to cut my last one right now. So it just started out with a stretch of ribbon, and then we kept it. The ears are connected,
Yes.
so I just round them. And then what we found is we had to make it a little bit narrower in the middle so that it laid on top of the 2x4 without extra.
Right, so that it looks more like a bunny rabbit ear.
And then we put in the middle just pink felt, right? So that's going to have to be glued.
In place.
Okay.
So before we put them on our bunnies, we should glue the pink onto the burlap.
Yeah. And it probably doesn't need all that much glue because it's kind of open.
Yeah, and if you do too much,
It's going to squirt on through.
everywhere.
How's that look? You like it, Zach? He's laughing at my
Very
bunny.
silly looking. I like Kim's gray one because the shape of the sponge and the way she put the eyes, it looks super worried.
Well, rabbits they tend to worry.
Yeah, they're worrisome creatures.
Marie, you have sparkle pink glue on your fingers.
Yeah, that's okay.
Me too, it's okay. We've got a pile of ribbons in front of us.
We're going to put some ribbons on their head. Is that what we're going to do?
That's what we're gonna
On their
do.
head.
beautiful bows on top of our bunnies' heads.
Okay.
Bring on the puff balls.
They're so big and fluffy.
I love them.
And you know what? It doesn't matter. Like the mommy and the baby can have the same size tail.
Puff ball, that's
Look
right.
how cute this is gonna be.
That's a big tail.
And all it needs is a bunch of glue.
A bunch of glue and it's ready to go.
Bunch of glue. Well, our bunny families look great. I love them.
I love them too. This is definitely a craft that we would recommend.
We had no epic failures. Who knew? This is the first. Everything worked.
And you can't disagree with that bunny tail.
No, they're so cute.
So cute. Hey, happy Easter, everyone.
Happy Easter. We really miss being out in the community and meeting our local business leaders.
But we do know how important it is to keep our distance to prevent the spread of this terrible virus.
Everyone is spending a lot more time at home, including our director, Zack. So what has he been up to? Well, Zack loves to eat, so it's only natural he and his wife, Kate, share a recipe from their kitchen.
They've got a super easy 4-ingredient dough that can be turned into lots of tasty treats.
That's right, Kim, here in the kitchen with my wife, Kate, and we are gonna make a couple of tasty treats out of this dough. Tell me about it.
So I found this recipe through Skinny Taste, and she makes excellent recipes and things taste like you would buy them at a restaurant. So I always trust her recipes to have good flavor and to be something really delicious.
And what makes them skinny?
She tries to sub in ingredients that kind of cut the fat down a little bit. In this particular one, we're going to use Greek yogurt, non-fat Greek yogurt, which is what makes this skinny. So this is a delicious bagel that tastes like a real bagel that you would buy in the store. And I'm really excited to make it.
All right, let's get started. What do we do?
Okay, so first we're going to mix all of these ingredients together. So first we have the non-fat Greek yogurt, which is plain, not flavored in any way.
Okay.
You want your Greek yogurt to be as thick as possible, and some brands are thicker than others. With the brand that we have here in our kitchen, it had a little bit of liquid on top, so we just dumped the liquid and used the good meaty stuff. We're going to use a cup of white flour. This could also be whole wheat flour.
And what else do we have?
And then we have 3/4 of a teaspoon of kosher salt and 2 teaspoons of baking powder.
Okay.
And don't fling your flour everywhere.
It's my kitchen, I can do what I want.
So I've been talking about a bagel, which is what we're gonna make, but also we are gonna make a pizza crust. We're gonna use our air fryer today, and you'll see how quick and easy this can be used for either one of those options.
So now I've got this kind of incorporated, but I probably want to dig in with my hands, right?
Yeah, it's a hand situation
sleeves
there.
up.
So,
Already washed the hands.
and this is always his job because I don't like doing this. So,
But we are partners in the kitchen. We do lots of cooking together, and we have our division of labor. I handle the frying and hot oil. You handle the
zesting.
zesting. I hate
He
zesting and
hates
grating.
the zester. He also handles the raw meat. Not a huge fan of that.
So, from what I understand, we want to
With our flour.
fold this maybe 20 times until it's tacky but not super sticky.
Yeah.
And I'm going to divide this in half, right? Because we're going to use half of it to make.
Yeah, so this
pizza.
recipe, which is the cup of flour, a cup of Greek yogurt, and the other 2 ingredients, will make either 2 pizza crusts or 4 bagels. The bagels are small, but wonderful, again. So we're gonna make 1 pizza crust today with this, and then we're gonna make a bagel as well. Or 2, we'll see.
And I'm just going to kind of press this out into something that'll fit in the.
Yes, flatten it out into a nice pizza crust.
This is probably the ugliest pizza we've ever had on Talk of the Town. Sonny would not be proud. All right.
I think we'd be making Grammy Booth proud, though.
Yeah, I think you're right.
All right. I'm gonna stab a couple holes into this with a fork just to kind of get the air out. We're gonna put this in the air fryer, which we love our air fryer, by the way. It cooks things really quickly.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And they're a great thrift store find.
Yes.
Like we did not get this
True.
new. I think it was $25, $30.
I think it was $15.
Okay,
At the
$15.
Salvation Army. So
And it was like new.
Yeah.
You know, someone bought it,
Yep.
used it once.
So we are gonna put this at 325. You just want it to get a little bit browned. It's gonna puff up too. I remember the first time we made this, it got like real puffy. And I'm like, well, we can't put toppings on this. It's like a cloud. But it does come back down, which is probably something that normal bakers know, but we don't bake that much, so.
In the meantime, we make some bagels.
Yeah, we're gonna make some bagels.
For the bagels, we want to kind of make a log and then seal it together into a donut.
Yeah.
And I freaking
And you
nailed
definitely
that
want to
one.
make sure you seal it because it will pop open a little bit. So the bagels get an extra ingredient, which is an egg wash. You do the egg wash on both sides of the bagel because we're going to put our topping on both sides of the bagel. So now our favorite topping to use on these is called everything bagel seasoning. Some places call it everything but the bagel seasoning, but that's all right because we're making the bagels.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just
Sesame
a blend.
seeds, salt, dried garlic, dried onion.
Yeah, that's mostly what it is, poppy seeds. You can also do this in an oven. Air fryer is basically an oven, so you could definitely bake your own bagels. Probably just a little modification in time and temperature.
Probably need more time, yeah. Let's check and see if the pizza has gotten crispy enough to top.
It's been about 4 to
think
5
it is.
minutes. Yeah, I think that's good.
Let's put some toppings on this.
And we're gonna put the bagels in because they take, I think,
About 15
about
minutes.
15 to 18
Okay.
minutes. So I'm gonna put them in.
All right. Now, we have some tomato sauce, a mess that we should clean up.
Oh yeah, don't want raw egg on your cooked pizza.
Now that we're cleaned up, we have pizza sauce, we have some fresh mozzarella, we have some fresh basil, and then a special ingredient simmering over on the stove. So, do you want to do the honors with the sauce?
You can do the sauce if you want.
Okay, I'm a saucy boy. Okay, does that look good?
That's perfect.
Looks good to me.
All right, Zach cut some rather thick slices of fresh mozzarella here, but this is fresh from the farmer's market.
If I learned anything from Kim, you can't have too much cheese.
Well, I think we might have too much cheese on this one.
Well, don't have to use it all.
But I also know you want cheese out to the edges.
That's right.
Don't skimp.
Yeah, go grab that balsamic reduction.
Yeah, we learned this little trick from a restaurant that we enjoy that makes a delicious margarita pizza,
Sorrenti's.
Sorrenti's.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make awesome pizzas out at Sorrenti's Cherry Valley Vineyards.
We were
And-
there maybe it was last summer.
Okay.
We made pizzas with them.
And they just drizzle this little bit of balsamic glaze on it, and man, is that delicious.
Let's add it to the oven.
Yeah.
We still have some time left
Sure.
on the bagels.
So,
All right.
we're gonna let those
Now we
bits
wait.
cook.
Okay, this pizza is definitely done.
Ooh, look at that melty cheese.
So we will take this out.
We're gonna let the
Let it
bagels keep
roll.
cooking.
Whoa, those look fantastic.
I know, and it smells so good in here. Look at those bagels.
Oh, I didn't make the
See?
holes big
The
enough.
holes still weren't big enough. That's all right.
Let's give them a minute.
Yeah.
Cut them open and enjoy.
Great. It is more moist, I think, is the best word than a regular bagel. Look at that.
Yeah, we can share that one.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're quarantining together, so we can share.
Cheers.
That's a really freaking good
So
bagel.
good.
Yeah.
I honestly think it tastes better than a bagel from like your run-of-the-mill fast food bagel place.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's try some pizza.
Let's.
Some pizza?
Good.
Messy,
Messy.
but
A crispy
good.
crust. Yeah. That was a good pizza. Kim, Marie, you're missing out.
I know, wish you were here, ladies. Sorry.
I really don't like doing segments this way. We didn't even get to taste it.
How sad. But we don't have any flour on our clothes either.
I guess that's true. Guess we have to go home and try it, just like all of you.
We're back at Marie's.
Trying to keep ourselves busy during this quarantine.
So we've got some really cool hacks you can try at home.
Absolutely, and the first one's going to involve wine, because why not?
Because we're stuck at home, we might as well have some wine.
Yeah, and if you notice, we have our beautiful little wine selection here. We're supporting local wineries today.
Of course we are. Some people may not have a corkscrew.
Okay, so
Now, I know you do.
without a corkscrew.
Here we have corkscrews, but in case you don't have one, I found this and it seemed pretty cool because everyone's got, you know, screws and a hammer.
We're gonna try and see if this works.
Okay. Oops, I'll hold it still.
Probably I should stand.
Yeah, you might have to stand for this one.
We need to hold it steady. There we go. I got it.
So we're using the handy dandy
The
bronze
bronze
hammer.
hammer. Yay.
If you don't know about the bronze hammer, too bad.
Ooh, it's moving.
Oh, I'm
Okay,
afraid
Yes,
I'm
it's
going slow because I don't want to.
Maybe you gotta go. Hold on. Stop.
Maybe
Let's go this way now.
Okay.
Yes, right? Zach, is that what you were gonna say?
I'm thinking put it down between your legs so you can lift straight up with some leverage. Sit down with it between.
I can stand and
So
just
you can pull. I don't think you want to try to.
bend.
You don't want to chip the bottle either because it's glass.
I'm not gonna lie, a corkscrew would probably be a little easier.
Here, try this.
Wow, you're
Try
gonna
sitting
get
down.
really, really impatient.
All right, I'm gonna sit
Stick it on
down.
the chair, and then you use both hands. Just pull straight up. Don't hit yourself in the chin with that.
Because it could happen.
Yeah.
We're thirsty.
Idea: slide your chair to the edge of the table, so that you can put the hammer on the edge of the table.
We're gonna damage my
Put this
table
down
more.
On the chair, and hold it to the chair if it goes that low. And
All
then
right,
you
ready,
can use the table
Reed?
as your fulcrum.
This is a lot of work. A corkscrew.
Ooh, good idea, Zach.
All right, I'm turning the hammer so that all of you can see this, okay?
Yeah.
So we're using the hammer on the table.
Denting my table.
Denting
probably.
the table
But
that
that's
we're-
okay. This table's been through heck.
Sooner or later, we are going to refinish this table when the show reaches its final episode, which I hope never happens. Okay, here we go.
Woohoo! Phew. That was a lot of work, but you know, in desperate times, call for
Desperate measures.
You brought us a snack.
I did, an apple a day, Marie.
Ooh, thank you.
So our next hack,
You can sit that right there.
right next to our wine.
Yep.
Our next hack involves this plastic container that you get when you buy, you know, apples. So
Yeah, you don't want to throw it away or even recycle it. You know,
you can do something with it.
there's a use for it.
So obviously, if you've got Christmas ornaments, they could go in here really easily. Mm-hmm. But I found that I had some really cute little Easter decorations that could go in here too. So you just kind of
Put them around.
Yeah, put them around and it'll keep them safe when you're putting away all of your Easter decorations.
Not yet.
No, not yet, but at the end of the
Okay.
month, you'll
Yeah.
be putting them away.
That's true.
And so then you put your
And
little...
look at that. And if they sold you something like this, they probably would charge you $20 for a little container, right?
Right, and you could literally stack them on top of each other and they're not gonna go anywhere. And then your little Easter chicks and bunny rabbits
Are safe till next year.
are safe till next year. So Maria, have you ever found batteries at your house and you wonder, oh, are these good or bad?
All the time. They're in the junk drawer. You pull them out, you hope they work, and then you realize, they worked for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, they didn't. So this is a hack that helps you decide if your batteries are good or not. You ready?
Yeah, okay. I'm anxious to see how this works.
You hold a battery about 6 inches and then you just drop it.
Mine did a flip.
And mine just fell right over. Let's try it one
Okay.
more time. Ready?
Yep. Ooh, mine did a flip again.
Okay, one more time and then we'll tell you how you can tell.
Ooh, mine flipped every time. Did you notice that?
Yes, and mine just sort of hit and fell over.
All right. Mine did a couple flips that time. So mine seemed to be much flippier than yours. And they're all Duracells, so.
So these batteries were living in a video game controller for a while.
And the bag says bad batteries. So these were bad
These are
batteries.
good. So basically the hack says that if you drop a battery from about 6 inches, and it lands, if it's a good battery, it will just fall over. And if it's a bad battery,
It'll do flips.
it'll do flips. So that's how you know.
Okay, let's trade now. I have the good battery.
All right, ready?
Yep. All right, so it's not just us.
No.
There's your good battery.
So I guess it's a pretty good hack.
I think that's a pretty good hack. Who knew?
Who knew?
So we've all been spending a lot more time in the kitchen.
That's right, and I love to find old recipes.
I love cookbooks too.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to be something Alexa helps you find.
Alexa, shh.
Whoops, she heard me.
Hi, she did.
So just this past weekend, I was making cookies.
Yay.
So
We
here's the
love
hack.
cookies.
So, and if you've got a hanger like this, just an
Who doesn't have a hanger like this?
Yeah,
we
pants
all
hanger.
have this, right?
So all you have to do is clip it onto your cookbook,
Love it.
hang it onto a handle off of your cabinet, and there you have your recipe just hanging there for you.
Awesome. I think
Yeah.
that's an awesome one.
I mean, this cookbook has, you know, some
It's been loved.
schmutz.
That just means it's a good recipe. If you open to the page that's really dirty,
Really
that's
schmutzy.
the good one.
It's a good one, but now maybe it won't be as smudgy because I'm going to use the hanger recipe on my cookbook, and you should too.
Time for our final hack.
This one involves a lighter. I use lighters a lot to light up candles. This one, it's dead now.
Yeah, it's because they're nice and long and you don't have to get your fingers too close, right?
Right. So, but since it's not working anymore, and I had this lighter, here's an interesting hack. It says that you can take a piece of spaghetti
All right.
and light the end of it. And just so you know, this is like, you know, white flour spaghetti.
I have the whole grain. I'm a healthier candle lighter.
Let's see if it works.
Let's see if we can even light spaghetti first. Okay.
we did.
All right.
So it says you can light up your candles using
If we
spaghetti.
don't, wow, mine is really bouncy spaghetti. I would say my hand is shaky, but I think it's just bouncy spaghetti. Oh, I got it.
Okay. Hey, you know, it's not a bad hack. I wouldn't be eating this spaghetti afterwards.
Hey, look at that.
It worked.
Very nice. Who knew?
Who knew?
And both worked, but mine was very, very wobbly.
Yeah, I think the
Regular white spaghetti, or maybe it's just a thicker spaghetti.
Yeah, but it worked.
It worked.
We've had some good hacks.
These were probably our best hacks ever.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Our final segment this month was recorded before the quarantine began.
The wonderful co-owners of Underground Yoga in East Stroudsburg invited us to join in on a class, and the result may help all of you de-stress and find some inner peace.
As you enjoy this segment, be sure to visit their website to find out how you can take part in an online yoga class.
There's a lot going on outside that door, and the moment people come in here, Nicole and I see it. We see them relax, we see their shoulders drop, and once they roll out their mat, they're just ready to go inside, which is the origin of the name Underground, because all the work starts inside.
Inhale those arms up, baby back bend. Exhale, release the hands down. A place where people could come to, of course, get healthier, but they could have an experience here where they're comfortable, and then they would leave better able to deal with whatever's going on in their own life.
So I usually open and close class with a little bit of chanting. Music is very healing. And like our breath, we focus on the ebb and the flow, the melody of our breath, the lengthening of our breath, and I feel that this is a beautiful tool to use with class. And this is called a harmonium. It originates in India.
I taught school for 32 years, and I have 2 kids, and I needed to raise my family, and I needed to bring that calm in to my family and into my classroom, and this was the perfect way to do it.
Lift the hips high, feel like you're pressing the block through, so you feel that action. Do you feel that stability? Yes? Let the heels be heavy. Beautiful. Walk your hands back toward your feet.
When I come here, I'm able to decompress, balance, go within, and really just learn more about myself. And I think all of that, with the physical activity that's associated with it, helps me be a better person, a better mom, better wife, better human.
So on an inhale, both knees go one direction. Exhale, both knees go the other.
My dad's actually from India, so when I was in my early 20s, I went to India and thought, well, what's India known for? Yoga, so I should try it while I was there. And I was not mature enough, I don't think, to like understand the benefits of it then. But when I came back here and I started going to different studios in the area, I really started to understand it's not just about being still and being quiet, and there's a lot more to it than that.
You imagine that you come into a yoga studio and it's full of all the, very thin, very athletic people, curling themselves up into pretzels, and your average person on the street really doesn't feel comfortable trying that. So it can be intimidating. So we wanted to create a place that's different. And yes, we have those folks who can curl themselves up like a pretzel, but everybody else can access the postures as well and feel comfortable doing it.
What? Kim and Marie want to do another chair? Okay. Chair pose. Let it rise.
Kim and Marie did not say that.
That's what I heard.
There's beginner classes, there's gentle classes, all the way up to, a warrior flow, which is more rah, and everything in between.
There you go. Pat her on the back. Yay! Yay! Release the arms down, legs down. Yay!
That was all she wrote.
Everything in life that we do in life follow us. So yoga is a chance to kind of clean that slate. It's great to be in a class thinking, oh, wow, I wish I felt like I was 20 or 30. Well, after yoga class, I get that feeling.
You know what comes next? Both arms out. Go for it. What? I know. Both arms out. We did a prep for that before. One arm at a time. That's it. There you go. There you go. Breathing. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Beautiful. Breathing. Sweep the arms forward in line with the ears. You got this. Palms facing one another. Beautiful. And lower down to your blocks. Lower the foot. The word yoga encompasses everything. Breath, movement, meditation, and we'll be paying attention to our breath. And when we focus, we can begin to let the whole world just kind of melt away and just feel yourself being one with your breath.
They do family yoga as well, so I bring my boys. I look forward to the family yoga days that I could bring them with me and we could have, Nicole just guide us together through everything.
Can absolutely anyone get something out of yoga?
Absolutely, anyone at any age. We have kids yoga and we have students that are already in their 80s that are doing headstands. So there's really no telling what your practice is going to look like. The important thing is just get to the mat and then we'll work from there.
I feel happy I didn't fall over.
Well, you had friends on either side of you, which is always very nice.
As a singer, do you find that before a gig you need to find your happy place or your meditation place?
Totally, yeah. It's all about like kind of moving everything inward, which is what you pretty much focus on in class. And I do some sun salutations sometimes before I go on stage just to sort of like open up my body and then just kind of focus that inward when I can.
Today I was a little kind of, I hope I can do more, and it happened, and it feels good. Like I feel strong. I just go up to where my body tells me, right? I'm not crossing exactly.
Take a very gentle, deep inhale, filling the entire lungs. Let it go through the mouth. Again, gentle, deep inhale, fill the lungs.
I can get rid of that stress from the week and really just be myself for, that 1 hour. And I think it's also really refreshing not to have my phone on me, to put it away, to shut it off, to not think about it or the world or anything.
Big breath in, here we go. So beautiful, again. Last one.
Your body feels amazing when you're finished, and it brings a calm on that makes its way out into the world.
You're just a little more quiet, you're a little more centered, you're better able to respond to life rather than to react to life.
Own peace to your own heart, peace to your inner circle, those you keep close to you, and own peace to the world and those we may never meet. Namaste.
A big thanks to everyone from Underground Yoga and Meditation Center in East Stroudsburg. We shot this segment before the region went on lockdown.
While the classes are halted until the COVID-19 pandemic ends, you can join an online yoga class. Just head to the website undergroundyogastudio.com.
When the yoga studio reopens, one lucky viewer will win an Underground Yoga gift pack, including a 3-month membership. Head to our Facebook page, like the right photo, and let us know your favorite yoga pose for a chance to win. Good luck.
Stay safe, everyone. Remember to wash those hands, practice physical distancing, and stay home.
Also remember to call and check in on family and friends who might be alone during this crazy time.
To all of those wonderful people working on the front lines to keep us safe, we want to say thank you for being the talk of the town.
Good. You call that a lighter?